Good morning, Facebookers. You are watching Virtual Makeup Week, and I'm Kanishka, the editor of Professional Beauty India. Those of you who are with us since yesterday know that we are bringing top-notch makeup artists from across the world and India to give you the latest trends and techniques in makeup. And those of you who have joined just now, welcome. It gets better and bigger from here. Today, we have with us the lovely Morag Steyn. She will be showing us 5-minute makeup looks using just 5 tools. Hello, Morag.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome on board the Virtual Makeup Week.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So over to you. Let's see your looks.
Perfect. Okay, so hi everyone that's joining. Thank you for joining and thank you for being a part of this. With everything going on in the world, with time, once lockdowns open, which I hope is going to be very soon, we all need a makeup look, right? And the makeup look that I'm going to be doing today is really for the everyday woman, for actresses, for models, for if you're going to a casting, if you're going on a lunch date with the girls, or if you just simply want to spice up your makeup look. But the trick is using minimal tools. So today, we're only going to use 5 tools, 5 products, and once you've mastered this, you can do it in 5 minutes, literally. So I'm actually wearing the look that I'm going to do today. Sonia, my beautiful model, she has nothing on her skin at the moment. So the only thing I've done is moisturized her skin and applied a primer. The reason why you need to always prepare your skin very well is because specifically in an Indian climate, it's very hot, it's humid, we're going into summer now. So always moisturize no matter what skin type you have. Remember not to use any moisturizers with silica in it because it actually dries your skin out on the surface. And then what happens is your skin produces more oil from your sebaceous gland. So you always want to put a moisturizer on, which I've already done for Sonia today. And then you want to use a primer. So today I'm going to be using Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And the reason why I love this primer so much is because it really works on every skin type and it gives a little bit of a matte finish. So this is your trick to truly matte skin. This I have already done on Sonia's skin. So you can see her skin is really even out. It's matted out. There's simply no shine on the skin whatsoever. The next thing that I'm going to do is a foundation. I'm using the MAC foundation NC 44.5 today. And this would be your trick. So just going into how you would choose the correct foundation for yourself is always test the product on your skin. Okay, I cannot say this enough. I cannot express it enough. But this is the trick. Okay, so when you're choosing a foundation, whether you're going into the store, which I know we cannot do now. But even if you have foundations at home, you can always mix foundations. Just make sure that the consistency is the same. So for instance, you can't mix a mousse textured foundation with a liquid textured foundation. So make sure they're both liquid. Actually apply the foundation on your cheek area, okay? I know there's an old wives' tale that says you should test it in the inside of your arm or on your hand. Ladies, your arm and your hand is not the same color as your skin. Never, ever. So test it on the large portion of your skin, on your cheek area, and please go into natural light to test it. Also, make sure that your décolleté matches your face color, okay? So even for me, my skin color on my face is about 4 shades lighter than the rest of my body. So I need to use a darker foundation or contour with something darker. We'll get into contouring in a bit. So this color is perfectly matched with Sonia's skin tone. So what you want to do is just add a little bit on your hand. Sorry, for everyone that's watching, I know that I'm cut out of the frame, but I'm 6 foot tall. So it's a little bit difficult to stay in the frame. Okay, so I've applied a little bit of foundation to my skin. Let me just go through quickly what tools we're going to be using today. So for me, I like to use a blending brush or a kabuki brush or simply a big powder brush. This I like to use to put foundation on. I feel that it really blends the foundation in really nicely. And the reason being is that we're going to need this little baby later on. So be smart about the tools that you choose. The next one is a concealer brush. I'll just do this. Can you all see? I hope you can all see this. This is my favorite. And if I had to go to an island somewhere and someone said to me, what would you take with you? I would most probably take a concealer brush. Okay. The next one is a blusher brush or a contouring brush. And this is for obvious reasons to apply your blush and contour. Okay, we'll get back to that also in a minute. The next one is an angled brush. This is for eyebrows or for liner. It's the same brush that you can use. And then last but not least, my favorite and an absolute essential is an eyebrow comb or an eyebrow brush. So this one has the comb on the one end and then the wand on the other end. Okay, so these are your 5 essentials. Just go a little bit closer. Okay, and then our 5 products. Obviously, we started moisturizing and primer. This should be your everyday sort of routine. So I haven't included the primer in the 5 essential products. Number 1 is obviously your foundation, which we're going to start with now. So using your powder brush, the first one, foundation's on my hand, apply a little bit. Always start applying foundation from the middle of the face. So what you want to do is just dab a line straight down the middle of the face. Also, why I think this makeup look is so important is because, you know, we've been locked up. For me, it's been 63 days. I don't know about everyone else, but it's been really long. Okay, so you also want to start doing something that's sustainable on your skin and something that's quick, okay? We don't have time anymore in the world. The world is moving so fast. Yes, it's happening, even though we're at home. So you want to do something that's quick. I can literally do this look on myself in the Uber, on the way to a shoot, on the way to a meeting. It's really quick and it's essential, okay? And my whole style of makeup is really just enhancing my client's space. So I don't like to do very heavy makeup. I like to keep it quite light. And for corporate ladies and for moms, this is a great look because I know moms do not have more than 3 or 4 or 5 products in their makeup bag. Okay, so what you do is you apply the foundation in the middle of the skin, and then what you want to do is kind of pull it out. I'm just showing you on the left-hand side of Sonia's face so you can all see. And what you can also do is work in a circular direction. This will ensure that you spread the foundation nicely and get it on everywhere. Okay, you will notice that I haven't included a concealer as my essential. I think it differs from skin type to skin type or skin tone to skin tone. So if you're someone who has quite dark circles under your eyes and it is something that concerns you, and your skin texture is quite nice, then don't use the foundation. Just use the concealer where needed and move on. You don't always need to apply 20 products to your skin, okay? This is really just something quick and easy. So I'm just blending. Also, ladies, make sure you go all the way to the hairline and all the way to the ear. And remember, under the jaw and down onto the front of the neck. The reason being is that our necks, the front part, doesn't really see the sun that often. So most of the time we're quite fair. And I also know that on an Indian skin tone, the skin can be quite pigmented on the neck area. So you want to make sure that the face color or the foundation color is blended nicely onto the neck and matches the tone of your décolleté. Okay. So I'm just blending this in really nicely. I'm using the MAC Studio Fix, as I showed you in the beginning. And for me, this is really great because it covers really well. And you've got a choice of how much you actually want to use with it. So you can build it. Okay, we're going to get back to that. So with the remainder of the foundation on the hand, I'm going to use my concealer brush and just apply a little bit. You don't need to put more product. And then what I'm going to do is just pop a little concealer under the brow area. So. And just make sure you can now check. So skin preparation for me is the most important thing when doing makeup. You can always get away with, maybe not such a neat eye or not such a neat liner, but skin preparation is of utmost importance, okay? So what you want to do is just make sure that everything is blended very nicely. So as you know, this is a 5-minute makeup with 5 products. So think of it, you need 1 minute to do each product. If you struggle with foundation or you struggle with skin preparation, then do 1.5 minutes and like 30 seconds on something else, okay? So I'm just making sure with my small brush that the foundation is blended in really nicely around the nostrils, around the mouth area, under the eye, and also just apply what you need. So you can always apply the foundation in the middle of the face like I did and work your way out. The reason for this is that we begin to sweat in the middle of our face on our T-zone first. So this is the area that you want to have the most coverage on. Okay. Then next, my favorite is of course a liquid foundation. This is also it's a liquid highlighter, sorry, not foundation. And this is also readily available in India. I love, 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 love this product. The reason why I'm not using a powder is that I feel we want to give a little bit of texture on the skin. So when your skin is so matte, like Sonia's is, because we've used a matting foundation, it's always nice to use something with a little bit of metallic. And the reason why I like the liquid specifically is because you can blend it nicely into the skin. Okay. So all we want to do with this is just dab a little bit on your hand. 1 drop is more than enough. Okay, I'll just come closer. And then you always want to work it with your ring finger. Okay, so I'm just dabbing with my ring finger. And this is easy, I feel it is essential to apply foundation with a brush because it gives a really even coverage and you end up not wasting a lot of product. But when it comes to liquid highlighters and that, liquid contour, anything, I feel it's essential to use your hands because the heat on your hands actually blends the product really beautifully into the skin. So what you want to do on the face, just to enhance the cheek area, you want to start from the middle of the brow to where the eye ends. So in a C shape, you want to apply the highlighter. And this just enhances the cheekbone and gives a really, really beautiful pop on the skin. So you can see I'm dabbing and then I'm blending with my finger. And then what we're going to do, it's a rolling technique. So you're going to roll your finger like this, okay? And you're just going to do this. For those of you that are wondering, I'm stuck in Goa and Goa is currently a green zone. So that's why we're able and fortunate enough that we don't need to wear masks today. I just want to make that very clear that we are taking safety precautions into consideration, but I'm very lucky and fortunate that, we're able to actually do makeup in a really nice way today. Okay, also, I'm just putting a little bit on the nose. So remember, with a highlighter or anything lighter than your skin, what happens is as soon as you apply to the skin, it enhances the area. Okay, so if your nose shape is one that comes out a little bit, this is a nose that you don't want to put a highlighter on because it's going to enhance the nose area more. If you have very sharp cheekbones, high cheekbones, you don't necessarily need to apply a highlighter, okay? This is just really if you want to enhance the skin. For me personally, I love a highlighter on any skin, okay? I just think it gives a really sexy, nice glow, okay? I'm going to apply a little bit on the nose. And then you also want to just do a little bit on the Cupid's bow of the lip. And this just gives you that little, like a plumped up feeling. It's really cute, really sexy. And also with a liquid highlighter, you don't need to reapply it throughout the day. So the nice thing is that you can actually leave it on and it settles so beautifully into the skin. I find that especially in India, when you're sweating and all of that, a powder product can sometimes separate. Remember, the makeup that I'm doing today is for the everyday woman, and also for those in the industry. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So remember, you'll see from the middle of the brow to the end of the eye, and you want to just dab it on. So place your product really nicely, and then roll. And you can also move it quite a bit. It takes a few seconds before it dries, so just make sure you work really quickly, when applying this. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to apply some just in the inner corners of the eye. So just, I'm going to take my little finger and just dab a little bit. And just in the tear duct, a little bit around, I'm just going to dab a little bit of highlighter. And this really just opens up the eye and pops the eye a little bit. This is kind of like a foolproof makeup for anyone. So it does suit any eye shape. It really just pops the eyes and gives the eyes a little bit of glam. Okay, so you can all see the highlighter. Just move the head from side to side, please, Sonia. And then once again, you're going to take your concealer brush. Don't apply any product. And what we're going to do with this type of makeup, you need to make sure that it's seamless. And by seamless, I mean there shouldn't be any hard lines on the face. So here you can see slightly, there's a little bit of a hard line. I'm just going to take my concealer brush and just blend it. So do like a little bit of a zigzag motion on the skin. And just make sure it's nicely blended. Also over here, just make sure it's really nicely blended. Nose. And that's it, okay? And then our next one is a contour. So this again, this is a cream color base from MAC Cosmetics. And this color is, it's bronze. I'll just bring it closer so that you can all see. It is a little bit melted. That's the nice thing about living in India. All your products melt all the time. It's so annoying. The reason why I'm using this is we're going to start working on the eyes now, okay? And also I'm using it as a contour. So remember what I said a few minutes ago, is that I prefer to use liquid products in the Indian climate. So it's very humid here, we're going into summer, and I find that these products just blend really beautifully on the skin, okay? So where you want to apply your contour, I'm just going to use my concealer brush to show you the line. So the easiest way to know where to contour, like how to contour, is from the small part of your ear. If you hold the brush from the small part of your ear to the corner of the mouth. So that is directly under your cheekbone. So I'll just do it on myself. This is the line that you want to contour on. You all see that. And if you don't know, you can really feel right underneath your cheekbone if you're not sure where exactly it is. And this is proportional to everyone's face. So where your small part of the ear is to your mouth is directly in proportion to your skin. And once again, the finger comes in and we're just going to roll the product. I'll just show you my finger. And then on that exact line, just dab. This also has a little bit of a metallic sheen to it, okay? So I'm going to place the product. And I like to just let it settle for a few seconds. So you can just place the product. And once again, whoever is doing this makeup, if you want to try it, it's not a neat thing. So you can really just dab, 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 because of course we're going to blend it a little bit. Okay. And then also where you want to apply it is in the crease of the eye. So now we're going to start contouring the eye area. Okay. So what you're going to do, you can use your finger and just in the crease of your eye, I'm just lifting the eye a little bit. So the crease of your eye is where your eyeball contours into your eye socket bone, okay? And then what I'm going to do is also use my finger again. And what you're going to do is kind of blend up a little bit, so up towards the eye. Yes? Very, very light. And once again, you want to just roll. So you're kind of mixing the highlighter now with your bronzer or your contour. Once again, if you prefer to use powder products, there's no problem with it. I know most corporate ladies are in an air-conditioned environment, so this doesn't make a difference. It's really a personal preference. I feel that it's something quite new in India. to use liquid products, because I know women here more tend to go to a matte kind of look for an everyday applying powder and that. And for me, it's just about enhancing that beauty and getting that glow going. So remember, you want to just blend up. And then roll. Okay, so we're not doing a full contoured face today. What I mean by that is we're not contouring the jawline, we're not contouring the nose. If you would like to, this is something that you can do additionally, but this is really just for an everyday quick look. It shouldn't look too overdone. Okay. So what we're going to do now is, again, take our concealer brush, the same one that I used to blend. And what you're going to do is just gently blend this into the crease of your eye. Just like that. So you can see it just gives a little bit of a contour, something really nice, really soft and pretty. Okay. What we're going to do now, so this is my trick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use lipstick as an eyeshadow, yes, shadow, and as a blush, and on the lips. So what I've decided to do is to do one side of Sonia's, one side of her eye with a pink. It's like a baby pink, and this is called Socialite from Smashbox. And then the other side is called Pretty Matte, also from Smashbox. So it's really up to you which shade you would like to use, either a pink undertone or a peachy undertone. It's really up to your personal preference. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pink, and I'm going to do this on the left side of Sonia's. So all you do, again, use your finger. Just apply a little bit to your finger like this. And on the apple of the cheek. Okay, so this is very important. I know there's this old wives' tale where they say smile and then put the blush on the apple of your cheek. But what happens with this, I'll show you. If you smile, you put the blush here, it drops. Okay, so on a relaxed face, and the line for the correct blush application is from the top of the ear to the corner of the nose. So top of ear to corner of the nose, directly on the apple of the cheek, the roundest part of the cheek. Okay. So on Sonia's apple of the cheek, we just apply a little bit of the lipstick. This is the called Socialite from Smashbox, and it's a baby pink. So once again, this is something I promise you, my mom literally still does this today. She stands in front of the mirror and does this with her lipstick and blends it in with her finger. And I get so embarrassed. I'm like, Mom, you do know that your daughter is a makeup artist, and I've bought her so many things for this. But trust me, this is the way to go. Quick, every day, in the car, at the signal, you know what I mean? And then the other trick is, what you're going to do is you're actually going to apply this on the eyelid. Just a small little dab in the middle of the eyelid. Don't cover your contour that you've done. This is really just to give a beautiful little touch. Okay, then what we're going to do on the other side of the face is use this one, Pretty Matte. They're both a sheen textured lipstick, so it's really up to you. For me, I feel the sheen texture moves a little bit easier on the skin, but of course you can also use a matte. Obviously not a gloss. You don't want to be applying lip gloss to your eyes for work. You know, you might get some gloss in your eyes and you can't see the screen or, you know, your PC screen. So once again, on my finger, on the apple of the cheek. So it's going to look a bit odd because now Sonia's going to have one peachy tone cheek and one pink, but I just want to show you what the options are. Also, with the blush application, it should really just be that you've run up a flight of stairs. It should just be a beautiful, sexy blush. It shouldn't be like blush, crazy, where have I gone? You know, you just want something really beautiful. This look can also be done for a night look. you could simply just then use a sixth product and add a nice liner to the end. Okay, it's really up to you, but this is really just a look to enhance natural beauty. Okay, you can see I'm blending it in nicely with my highlighter and with my contour. And then we're just going to apply a little bit more for the eye. On the eye there. And it's very little, okay? You don't need to apply a lot. So you can all see it just really gives a beautiful soft touch on the skin, okay? So what we're going to do now is our contouring brush or blusher brush. And what I like to do is just do a zigzag all over the face, just to blend everything nicely. There's no product on this, so it's a clean brush. The reason why I'm not using my foundation brush is because it still has foundation on it, okay? And we'll just kind of remove. So I just like to kind of just blend it all together. Blending is key with the perfect skin. If you feel you want to just blend a little bit on the eye area, you can just kind of brush over that with the brush, okay? Then the next product is, of course, eyebrows. So I love to use Dip Down from MAC Cosmetics. It's a gel, so it's a liner gel or eyebrows. So I like to use it for eyebrows, and I find that generally Dip Down is a really good color for brunettes. Generally, it goes with every brunette. And I'm going to be using my angle brush for this. And of course, my brow comb with the Wonder Pen. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing the brows. What you want to do is always brush the brow upwards. So brush all the hair upwards first. If the hair is a little bit thicker and longer on the brows, you can then always use your comb to brush it. Sonia, today I'm just going to brush your brows up. Also, eyebrow shaping is really important. So I know that I think the majority of ladies and men get their eyebrows threaded in India or waxed. And I think the shape is pretty much, you know, I know most ladies are quite fortunate to have a really beautiful shape. And if you don't have a really beautiful shape, one tip is you can apply some castor oil on your brows. I'm sure most of your brows have grown out all lockdown. So now is a good time once the lockdown opens to go and have a really beautiful brow shape done. So I'll tell you how to achieve that. So what you want to do is make sure that from where your nostril comes out your nose, if you hold a brush or a ruler or anything straight up, that's technically where your brow should start. So what you want to do is make sure your brow starts where the brush is straight up. And then the arch of your brow. So if you have quite a straight shaped brow or quite a bushy brow, and you want to just give it a little bit of an arch, what you want to do then is from the tip of your nose, diagonally across through the iris of your eye. So you just hold it directly. This is technically where the arch should be. Okay, so right there. And then where the brow should end. So I know, like, I mean, sometimes, you know, I see ladies and I'm like, wow, if your brow is just a little bit shorter. What it does, if your brow is too long, is it actually gives the illusion and pulls your eye down a little bit. So if you already have eyes that kind of come down a little bit, you can always make the brow a little bit shorter. And that will give the illusion of a lifted brow. Another tip is to add a little wing on the end of your eye. Okay, what you want to do though is hold just at the end of your eye, and that's technically where your brow should end. So with Sonia, I'm just going to extend her brow slightly. Okay. So, all right. And then I like to just put the remainder on my hand. And then what you're going to do is just go with the natural shape of the brow. So just fill in underneath the brow a guideline for yourself. So the brow should really only have 3 angles. So 1, from the arch down, 2, and 3, where it begins. So what you want to do is do little hair-like strokes, so this motion, so that it gives the illusion of hair. Okay, you don't want like these quirky liner brows, you just want to kind of make it look as natural as possible for this. So I'm using the longest part of my brush, and I'm just brushing it up through the hair to give a kind of natural look. And I'm brushing the brows up again with my product. The product will also hold the hair up a little bit, okay? You can see that I'm not thickening Sonia's brow. I'm really just enhancing the brow shape. I'm not giving it any more thickness or width at all. So again, you want to start from the inner corner at the bottom, go up to the arch, 1 angle, and the arch down. I'm going to extend the brow slightly, 2 angle, and then your 3rd angle. Remember the line from the nostril up, and you want to just do it here like straight. And then you can use the width of your brush and just brush it up. Okay, and that's it. Really, really simple. And then for your lips, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pink for Sonia today, the Socialite from Smashbox I used on her left eye. So once again, with the lipstick, sometimes it's really a personal preference. Either you can apply the lipstick, because I'm assuming you're on the move, you're on the go, you're going to be carrying your lipstick with you, okay? So you can either apply it directly, or if you want something a little bit more subtle, what you can do is just pop on a little bit of lipstick on your finger and just dab it on the lip. And I find that doing this kind of also just gives that like, is she wearing lipstick or is she not wearing lipstick, you know? So really, really beautiful. And then optional to add mascara. I know once again that mascara in the heat can run. So I don't particularly like using a waterproof mascara because I find it can damage the lashes a little bit, especially if you're sweating, you're rubbing your face. So Sonia has lash extensions in. So this is an advantage of not having to wear mascara. You can add mascara if you wish to, but today I'm not going to add mascara. Another tip is if you don't particularly like wearing mascara and you have a lash curler, just curl your lashes to open up your eyes and give that really beautiful pop. So I'm just going to run through everything from the start. So what we did is I prepared Sonia's skin. I put a primer on, the Smashbox primer, this one. And then I used MAC Cosmetics Studio Fix foundation. So that's one product, makeup-wise. And then we did the highlighter, liquid highlighter. Remember, from the C, middle of brow to end of eye, dab on with your finger. So that's 2. And then 3, our cream contour. We applied, remember, small part of the ear to the corner of the mouth. That's your guideline. And then you just blend it in with the finger. We then added a little bit in the crease of the eye and blended it out with the concealer brush. We applied the foundation with the powder brush. I love using a kabuki brush on myself. You know, those big fat brushes, the little chubby ones. I love using those. And then what I did is I blended everything out just with a clean brush, no more product or anything. And then we did the blush. So for the blush, I used lipstick, pink on the left side, orange, like a salmon color on the right. And this you apply on the eyes also. So just dab it on in the middle of the lid and off you go. Once again, there's no specific texture of what is better. It's entirely a personal preference. And then for brows, dip down from MAC Cosmetics also with an angled brush and your brow brush. And then if you want optional to add mascara on, you can do that. What I'll do is just pop mascara on. This is an added extra, so this is not included in the 5 products in 5 minutes. I'll just add a little bit on her bottom lashes because she does have lash extensions on. So we don't want to damage them at all. And then once again, you can just dab the lipstick on the lips. And that's pretty much it. All done. Can you come closer to the camera? Yeah. So I just want to, I just want to say thank you to all of you that joined today. It was really, really so much fun to be on this platform and to be a part of it, really. And I know that I'll be answering some questions now. So if there's anyone there. Hi.
That was a lovely session, and your model is looking gorgeous. Thank you so much.
I'm so fortunate to be able to have a model that's that's so readily available in the current situation. So I'm very
right. Right. So Morag, there are a couple of questions that I would like you to answer. One of them comes from a member of the audience, Day Subarna. She wants to know how to clean makeup brushes to make them virus-free.
Pardon? How to clean makeup brushes to make them virus-free?
That's right.
Okay. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of protocol coming into place in our industry. And I think that even more so now than ever, we have to be so careful because, for makeup artists, we're in people's faces all the time. So to clean your brushes, always carry your alcohol with you, rubbing alcohol or surgical spirits. And remember not to share brushes between clients or models. So have your 5 brushes and keep this for the same person. So what I would recommend, just to make the client should feel comfortable, to know that you are taking these steps into precaution, the precautious measures. Clean your brushes. So you would come to set or wherever to your client with clean brushes, obviously. Yeah. And then lay down a paper towel and clean your brushes in front of the client so that they can see. And then, of course, you would be wearing a mask. And also with specifically your lip brushes, your eye brushes, do not share the brushes. So don't use, I know it's silly, but don't use this concealer brush around the mouth and the same brush on the eye. So I think in terms of this, we really need to kind of stock up on our makeup or on our makeup brush collection, because it's absolutely not going to be able to share brushes between clients. And also your hands before. For me, I think it's virtually impossible to do makeup with surgical gloves on. Me, I like to touch it and I like to feel it. So please make sure that you are extra precautious.
Right. And what advice do you have for makeup artists who are right now sitting at home during lockdown? How can they make the most of that time right now?
So, it's honestly, it's a difficult time for everyone. I know mentally, I myself have struggled because this is my 14th year of being a makeup artist, and we're constantly traveling. I'm constantly on the road. It's, I think, the longest in 14 years that I've stayed in one place. I'm not even joking. So for me, it is a mental challenge. And I honestly think, don't even get involved. Don't watch the news. Don't listen to what people say, and really start empowering yourself. So like there's a book called the Cosmetics Dictionary. It's, it's available on audio and all of this. So I've actually downloaded the book and I've started educating myself on newer products, what's out in the industry. So start like educating yourself on simple things. And I also feel it's important, changes coming on in the world today, we need to start thinking about sustainability. So be practical about what you're using in your makeup kit in terms of, is the makeup brand that I'm using, are they damaging the environment? These are small changes that we as artists can really make for the environment, for the planet, by just simply being very conscious of what we're using. And start educating yourself. Try different things. I've been fortunate, as I said, that I've got stuck in Goa in India, which is a green zone. So I've been lucky enough to shoot some makeup videos with friends of mine. But start shooting videos on yourself and try something different. Don't stick to just doing a bridal makeup or just try something different, you know, and learn. I think it's very important to wake up every day and get into a routine, you know. Don't just lay in bed, watch TV, because this is when our head starts playing tricks on us.
Yeah.
So I think just keep it in a routine of today I'm going to do this and do it, you know. So this has worked for me, and I really hope it works for everyone, you know.
Yeah, this is the time to upgrade your skills and maintain your mental health.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Morag. That look you created was very, not just gorgeous, but something that could be replicated by makeup artists. I'm sure they learned a lot during this session, and we look forward to having more sessions with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and have a beautiful day further. And thank you to everyone who joined us.
Wish you the same. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.